here is my marker. At the moment, it's 31 megabytes since I restarted this modem. We're actually now on live, so welcome back to the Blacktown International Sports Park. We've got the second game in this series of Japanese Toyota Red Terriers Down Under Series, 2015 Down Under Series. I'm not going to talk about that one. This is going to be the interesting test. I mean, if it's 0-0-0, then do we stop or do we see keep on going?
This is just practicing when you see we get it up online.
So everything else is the same as we normally do.
Yeah.
We could, I was going to do this before based on the machines and run another camera here, which is covered.
Yep, yeah. You still got it, and coded.
Yeah.
Make a big difference.
So, it's just all the same settings we used. That was a big group of Japanese players out there.
Wasn't that so bad? It's been said.
We've now got 4 viewers, so welcome to Blacktown International Sports Park.
Right.
This is the 8 o'clock game on the schedule of games between Japanese Toyota Red Terriers and 3 local teams. Jim. There's the Aussie Pride, the Aussie Spirit, and the New South Wales Invitational team. That's who we've got tonight.
We thought the opportunity for the New South Wales girls to get some international experience and getting a really good test tonight.
So with you speaking at the moment, John Crampton, Jim Garish is from softball Australia, and Barry Blanchard's actually in here as well. So we've got a brain stress of softball here. So some comments and some discussions about what we see, but just getting dark here now, Jim. It's still pretty humid, isn't it?
It's another warm night in New South Wales, so it's definitely one of those ones for the girls who are in training, keep them nice and loose. So it doesn't take a lot of time to get warmed up, and then they never get cold. So just a matter to see, interesting to see how the New South Wales girls go against this competition, and the Terriers playing their second game, like say in a couple hours, and just seeing the depth that they've had after beating the CTI Aussie Pride 8-2 or 9-2 in the opener tonight.
It's been a long day for them because I understand that they were training for a long time this morning, and they went straight into the other game, and they're coming to this one.
Oh, they had a gym session early, probably about 9 o'clock this morning. Then they had a nice little break for lunch at 12 noon, and up to a 2-hour practice, heading into the games. And that schedule is maintained all through the weekend. Even Sunday, they've got an 8:30 practice into the game. Playing 2 games and another practice afterwards, so there's no rest for them at all.
I suppose the nice thing for them is that they didn't have to wake up freezing. They didn't have to so it's been pretty warm here today. It's probably still high 20s. And
well, they're definitely enjoying the weather and the break and getting away from Japan. They're 2 American imports that come from California, so they've come from the heat, so it's not a difference for them. So we're getting things going.
2 players.
Okay. So, Coach Blanchard, what can you tell us about those 2 American girls that are playing in this team?
One is a tremendous pitcher. A very tall girl, isn't she?
Monica's a 6-footer.
Yeah. She won a lot of tournaments over there for college. I think what it was, but she is good. And the shortstop, what's the
Natasha Watley.
What a great player she has been for USA.
And both of them are bubbly personalities.
Yeah.
In a team with a lot of personality. Having been around them quite a bit over the last couple of days. And they've got quick hands, and they just don't make a lot of mistakes. And whatever you get, you have to earn.
And Watley was always a good batter too. She was always one of the top 3 batters, and not only in averages but also in speed. She was a goods.
I think with both, and Monica's had a tremendous career both in the States, in the Women's Professional League there,
Yeah.
and has been the top pitcher and has won all the awards over in Japan for many years, and that's been regarded as one of the best professional women's softball leagues in the world. And so that's like say our Aussie girls have got going to get a good test.
No, Rachel, a friend of mine, she, I think she's still involved over there. And she always said, how great a competition everything is over there and everything. But to me, those two ladies was just some of the stars of all these Olympics and like them too.
Barry, what can you tell us about the Asian style of the game?
Well, it's certainly different to our way of looking at it, even in the men's side of it too. But their short game is better. I think, a male, us males have an ego that, everyone hit over the fence and things. They don't seem to worry about things like that. But their style more is they're getting better, bigger hitters now. They never used to have big hitters, but quite good. So they had some good running buttons and slaps and a lot of good things.
So we just saw a great play there to finish off that inning. They're obviously very, very good defensively.
They've always been that way. When they won the Olympics, what year was that? I forget. I'm getting old.
Was it Athens, 2008?
Yes.
America's won 2004.
They won in 2004. That was the Athens.
Yeah, because Natasha was on that team.
That's right, and they beat Australia. Australia got the bronze that year. So yeah, it made a big difference. It's just some of those players are just awesome. They had the Italian side, and we just couldn't match up to those people. It's interesting when you think about it, though. The Greek side only had really one Greek person because they don't play softball. They didn't play softball over there. And in the Italian side, I had 4 Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those things,
From what we've seen today, the Japanese live softball.
Oh, they do, yeah. But they train a lot longer than us too. Their training system and energy they have in it. Remember here before the 2000 Olympics, they were doing a lot of fitness work and everything like that. And then I think the catcher, she was thrown over a second, they and all of them had to put all on their backpacks. They all had to run back to the hotel at up the road. It just seemed fun. They had a job.
Bit of peer pressure on that team.
Yeah. But I spoke to a couple of them later on after the end of the tournament. And they said, we do that, but we train a lot longer than you. Their work ethic is very, very good.
Barry, can you talk us through this New South Wales Invitational lineup?
Well,
So Natasha's coming out to bat. Just have to all to talk about her now. We can see how she can back up all the praise that we've given her.
I'm sure she will.
Tall girl.
Yeah. And she's a good running slapper too, and running bunter. And as I said, wheels. She's got wheels very fast. With the New South Wales side, it's sort of a pickup side. Some very young ones. Some of them have been playing in under 17s, now under 19s. So it's a good time for them to be able to do things, to get a chance to play against a team like Japan.
So they've all played in some pretty successful state teams and national championships.
Yes.
But this is probably, I think she might have got brushed through that pitch through there.
Yeah, looks like it. Took it to the side.
Okay, my pitch, Bruce the box in a uniform. 2. Second baseman.
But I was always wrapped in her experience as far as, she can do things that other players couldn't do. Brilliant in the field, running, hitting. Nothing ever changed. She never changed the face or anything, does it?
So what do you see here, Coach? They've got a runner on one. There's none down. It's early in the game. They got to push anything here?
Well, with this, I think that the New South Wales side would be not the best side here for them to play against. I don't know whether they'll use that and not go the short game, but she has got the ability, so but maybe they'll just want their hitters to hit them. I would, and I know if this is a pickup side, although sometimes you play against a team and you're just told that pickup side or something like that, and you think, oh, I'll go easy, and that's the worst thing to do.
You play your game and everything too, with their coach being this is their preseason for them, really,
Yeah,
and,
it is, yes.
and going through different various game situations and what are they going to do regardless who they're playing against. And honing those skills.
Yeah.
So we got Ellie Edgerton on the mound here, Barry. Can you give us an
I coached Ellie quite a few years ago. Very good when she was young. From Manly. She's got a family of sister was a big player too. She was very, very good when she was young. She's still good now, and she enjoys the sport, which is a big thing.
What kind of range of pitches would we expect to see from Ellie?
Well, Ellie mainly, well, I don't know about now, but she had a good drop. She had a back of the hand change out when I was working with her. I don't know whether that's changed, that's a few years ago. But she never gives up. She always keeps trying. Nothing seems to worry her. She never laughs at it, but she doesn't do anything like that.
What's the disposition you need as a pitcher? Just like say, just going and throwing it and just keep on bringing.
Yeah.
And playing your game.
Yeah. Well, she's not a bad hitter, but she put in the hard yards. She's achieved. I think she played in. Was she in the under-19s this year? Yeah. So, Mum's been involved heavily. T-ball and everything, coaching over there. They come from a good association, like Manly, because they used to put in teams, say 2 teams in state or state titles.
So we've got a 1-2 situation here, Barry, and only one down. Early in the game, I know, but
yeah, but this is a bit the top of the batting order, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be down the bottom.
What are you thinking? Again, just sort of.
I think I'd still be getting away. Let's have a look at what you can do, what you can't do.
Jim, while we're watching this game, there's another game out in Diamond 2, of course, which is Aussie Pride versus Aussie Spirit.
That was again another great opportunity for the Aussie Pride girls to help in their preparation for their World Championship and getting in a good quality side and a good experience side, and probably where they aspire to be. So again, to be able to see where they are and what it's going to take to make that next jump in their careers. So
if anybody was actually coming out to the grounds, besides obviously getting a chance, if you can't get out here to watch these games from Diamond 1, there's some great softball game played on the second Diamond.
Absolutely.
How do people actually get in here, Jim? You've done something new this year with the.
Yep, well, if you go to the Softball Australia website, softball.org.au, there's a button on that website, and you hit that, and they'll take you right through to be able to buy tickets. Still buy weekend pass for 2 adults, which is, it saves you. It's $10 an adult per day. Buying a weekend pass, and you're getting that for $15. So you save a few dollars, just not a lot of cost, just an opportunity to come out and watch some really good softball.
And tomorrow night, of course, there's a big game, isn't there?
Yep. Well, absolutely. It's our feature game. The tournament's going to have the CTI Open Women versus the Toyota Japan Red Terriers here in Diamond 1. And that game will also be, besides being live streamed, will also be taped for a future broadcast on Fox Sports here in Australia. So giving us some really good exposure. The first tape that will see airtime is on March 6th. So an opportunity for Australia to see our girls in action. And like I say, then both these teams and at the softball play that's the highest level. And like I said, for families, kids under 12 are free. So we really would love to have softball players throughout New South Wales, ACT, Queensland that can come down here and get up and watch some softball. Same thing with having the coaches come down even during the weekend and Tuesday, Wednesday next week when the Terriers are training to get a bit of an idea of a different type of training regime. They say these guys go full on, we say for 4 hours, and how dedicated they are. As I was saying before, the Toyota team. They arrived in Sydney Airport at 8 a.m. on Wednesday. Had to hang around the airport for the American girls to show up. They're a little bit late. As they always say, the Japanese girls are on time. The Americans are kind of get there eventually. We had lunch and on the field for 4 hours and in the 30-degree heat. So, and it's a great way to get rid of jet lag. As the girls said, they then had dinner, head back to the hotel, and done. And they acclimatized to the time zone.
Coach, Japan left a couple out there at that time. Do you think that'll
Oh, well, it's early in the game. It depends on what you see. I think the most important area here is getting players through, especially for Barry Rumsey's, who's coaching this New South Wales altogether. He's coached a lot of these girls, and they've won quite a few nationals, and it's just a matter of time that they can get something out. With the Japs, Japanese ladies, I think that they're going to be, just looking and hitting. I think
we've really noticed the incredible speed that they've got from pitcher to catcher to second base. Jimmy, you said there were some interesting numbers there. Did you have some numbers? Someone was telling me it was like 2 seconds or something from release of pitch through to ball at second. Is that possible?
It's possible, but you don't go in seconds. We have radar guns here. We're old enough to have radar guns that we can. The radar gun isn't working. We'll see it after this pitch.
Yeah, the catchers from Japan have incredible arms.
Oh yes, and they flat throws. They do a lot of that. They spend hours throwing and thick arm and before not over here as far as what they do. 95 Ks, that's good. Over here it's Ks, it makes a difference to the miles. But a lot of people don't realise that in baseball, I'm not sure of the correct time it takes, but they have more time than what we have over here in softball to make a decision. I think it's 3.9 something we have, and that is 4.1 or 4.2 seconds that they have.
Yep.
For a couple of seconds. And it makes a huge difference.
Big repositioning of the catcher there for that pitch coach. She jumped right out almost in the left-handed box there, so they aren't afraid to move around.
Oh no, they've always been nervous.
Enough speed pitch, got it way out in front.
That was a 49-kilometer-hour changeup. That was
49, 78.
That's what I just set up there.
78 goes.
The first one's miles per hour, and then they went to the Ks.
Oh, okay.
So we are covering both for everybody.
It's like the miles are coming up on this.
Is that
Yeah,
40?
well, 49 was the first one.
I didn't see it. 97 Ks.
Oh, good dig.
I didn't watch the pitch.
Top player, touchdown on first base for first down meetings. Enable advances to second base and scoring position for New South Wales. And to play in form one, the shortstop,
I think
Justin
we'll
Peters.
see the American pitcher play against the Opens, and I think it'd be attractive too to have her play against.
Well, I think we'll speak with Monica earlier, and she's expecting actually to come in tonight and get a couple of things out of this game as well.
Good.
So be able to showcase some of her abilities.
It's just marvellous, how much more America has as far as, all different sort of sports. I remember when I was over there, 98 I think it was, with the Aussie team, and I was walking with from New York, and I walked past this park, and there was older people there and young people all playing together. I said, Jesus, he's not so young now, and you're that much older. He says, doesn't make any difference to this league. I said, what do you mean? He said, it's called a cardiac league. You've got to have a heart attack to play. And it worked out well. I like watching it.
Seen a couple of pitches kind of get away from this pitcher. That one was pretty wild. Bounced off her head. So.
Good job, Jesse. All right. Now to play in uniform. 8.
She's a cardiac person would be mum after that pitch.
Okay, so we got a one down situation. Runners 1 and 2. What do you think of what she's throwing, Barry?
It's hard to tell from up here, isn't it? But they're really good with their drops inside and out. That was going down outside, low outside.
Pretty good framing from this catcher too. Huh?
Well, you know, different styles. See how she keeps it low, the glove, and then comes up. You don't see too many Australians do that. They're more looser now, Australian catchers. But whereas we used to be stiffer before, too stiff sometimes. You know, styles change. And a lot of our girls that go to college over in the States come back and say, well, yes, work for us. Well, why should we change it if it's, you know, working?
And that's the best part about it, I think, with the women's game is the fact that you'll be able to get that exposure to the international training and coaching.
Definitely.
And getting, like, say, we've got Stacey Porter, plays up in the Japanese league, get some other coaching as well.
Yep, Stacey's been a great player for Australia. I remember her first in up in Tamworth where she lived. And I saw this young lady and they told me that she's going to be a future Australian player. And they were right.
Well, I say this, well, I say even with the Japanese girls, we're just talking about her constantly since they've been here.
Yeah.
And just going how fantastic she is.
Yeah.
And being one of the greatest, the best batter in the world.
Yeah.
And like I said, we are so lucky to be able to have such
yeah.
tremendous athletes in the sport.
Yep.
And
You
that's where
know,
the success comes from.
and that's right. And she's passing on a lot to younger girls too. No, Roach used to be very like that to younger players too. And she goes along the same lines as helping people. You know, it's just a marvellous thing to do. And what she's done in the last two finals, you know, hit home runs to win the game. You know, in the final.
She's clutch, and then she is the leader of the New South Wales women's team. And you hear her constantly, and it's just her enthusiasm is contagious.
And you can see the players have so much respect for it too. And it's great to see.
2 down here at the moment with runners on 1 and 2. Scoring opportunity for the New South Wales Invitational team. This is the kind of reason the Japanese team's out here, of course, isn't it? To get themselves in game situations and see how they can pitch out of it. Again, watch the catcher. A lot of movement there.
Well, it's all late, and that's what it's got to be. But, you know, if she's called outside, depending on the pitch count, they could be using as pitch up.
One
how
ball,
many strikes? 2 strikes?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, so she moved away, then a change up, bounced in the dirt. Runners advanced, good. That was a good change up, 76, and she's been in the high 90s, 80s.
So here we go. We've got a 2 and 2 situation.
Those 2 strikes. Yep, change up. Good change up too. She doesn't show it. Sometimes a lot of girls and guys in soccer see so many different things. That's what I do with video analysis. I do a lot of doing inside on the front and side of the
It's the tendencies and little things that give away what's coming up.
That's right. And even just sometimes I let it hand on the ball and give it away by doing this and doing that. But there's so much more. It's more a professional sport in as much as the same as baseball. It's getting very, very competitive. I mean, New Zealand's been one of the best years and years. Argentina and other countries are getting up, kept getting all up. Was in the final in 2013 against New Zealand.
Jim Softball Australia is looking to maybe capitalise on the success of this series and possibly move on to other teams, other countries.
Well, this is the thing is, next year with the Women's World Championships coming up, we have an opportunity to bring down the Japanese national team, probably bring over the New Zealand national team, and then get another team from Southeast Asia to come across, have a four-country women's team tournament, and then just make it bigger and continue to build on that and that model and have a lot of fun, but also getting people now playing on our shores. It's popped up to right field. But looking at, we've always gone to Vancouver for the Canada Cup and made it over to the States for various tournaments. And like I say, being a Canadian, coming to Australia, every Canadian's dream is to come here. And I think to have that opportunity to come down and play, especially in a fantastic facility coming to Sydney, once we put that invitation out there, we'll get a lot of takers.
Well, I always used to love going over there in Australia, into Canada, and the Canada Cup. I always remember one year when the people jumped out of a plane in the opening ceremony, and one of the ladies didn't fly.
There you go. We're just seeing the first little part of Japan's short time there. She had it. She was quick.
They're all say fast and skilled. And that goes up and down the lineup, and this is probably much of a different lineup than we saw in the first game tonight.
Thank you very much.
But yes, a lady broke her leg. The parachute was not good. They never did that the next year and the year after. But no, it's always been a great tour. I always loved that.
And then over there, they've been able to transcend the sport. Like it gets outside, and other people are coming out because again, the caliber of competition.
Yes.
And if you're into sports, you go and watch that, and that's where we want to get this tournament here to that same level. Where if you love sports, you got to be out here and get a ticket and watch, because you're watching the best that there is.
Well, what we're seeing so far is that a state team from an Australian senior level anyway is going to be competitive internationally.
Very consistent with our, winning silver and bronze, quite a few bronze in Olympics.
So the challenge is to go one more step, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Hit up the middle.
And you see the Japanese hitters at the national level, they hit a lot of those hard line drives, don't they? Don't see a lot of the pop-up flies.
Well, everything's flat balls, and you're picking a hole. As long as it's not hitting right at somebody, you're gonna get your share of base hits, and they got the speed to be able to go from first to third or second home.
And one of the things that I'm very pleased watching here today is the 20-second rule. 20 seconds, the pitcher has got 20 seconds once she receives a ball, and she must do it in release it in 20 seconds. And it just makes a faster game. Good catch by right fielder.
That's not taking himself out. Holding on.
I should not be watching this. I should be watching the
We're sitting here with 5 screens challenge coach out here. But, game situation is interesting, as always, out here in softball.
Okay. Natasha Wally's off the plate again. Lead-off batter was hit by a pitch in the first inning.
Well, she's got some runners out there as scoring position 1 and 2. Is 2 down. Kind of hitting lineup like this, coach, would you be starting to push a little here?
Yes, I suppose one of the things that, they would be experimenting too, of course, as you're saying, it's a lead up to their
season
program. And, it's just a matter of time, I'm sure.
Back up the middle. That's one of the things of the Japanese team, that they have the speed, and that would push that extra pressure on defenses. But it was a great play back up the middle to get the third out.
So we're through 2 innings here. It's not all. Both teams have gotten runners out there, but haven't been able to convert them to runs yet. So it's a good game here.
That's the thing, like you say, it's a competition. It doesn't matter at what level you're at. It's a sport, and that's why we play the game. So, like I say, for both sides, really just seeing what they can do and having a lot of fun. And hopefully for all the girls to stay loose, for especially New South Wales girls playing when you're playing a good team, there's no pressure. It's just about coming on and doing your best.
Coach has got to leave us for a little while here, but Jim Darsh is still here with us, and I found it interesting watching this Japanese warm-up environment here as the inning changes. They're pretty hot, real group, aren't they?
Well, they do everything at speed. There's no, they don't chill at anything. It's always go. And that intensity, and like I say, you practice hard and you play hard. And a lot of teams forget about that. Because you end up playing how you practice. There's not too many teams can just walk through practice and then flick the switch when it comes to game time.
Top of 3 here.
Easy pop fly out.
That means brings us back to the top of the lineup.
What's corporate softball in Japan like? Jim, do you know much about how it's played?
I haven't seen, other than like I said, we've been learning a lot about the Japanese league recently. But
They got a big season like baseball more, or is it more some shorter-term training?
Again, not really familiar on the length of their season, but just knowing this team has a tremendous amount of success. And then with the interest that's generated in softball, that's really what's going to help us push through to the 2020 Olympics and try and get our sport back into becoming an Olympic sport again, which is huge. And it's this type of play by these players who create the interest in Japan that's going to get the push to the IOC or the Japanese Olympic Committee to make that selection of a sport to take that they can put in themselves, and hopefully we can be able to benefit from that.
Because the IOC decision in late last year, of course, was that rather than counting number of sports, it's actually number of events, which opened the door, didn't it, for softball to come back in?
And that's a decision now that's been delayed. It's going to be in December. It was put in December. Then it was moved to July of this year, and then it's been moved again to just before the start of the 2016 games in Brazil. It's disappointing for our side just to be able to go, as much time to be able to prepare the side for the Olympics and the program to get that geared up. But like I said, we got a really good chance. Baseball and softball is such a huge fan sport in Japan. Big time change up there, 64-kilometer.
Yeah. 40 miles an hour, wow.
And then followed up by 100. So we'll have a bit of trouble catching up on that after seeing the first one. So a lot of head games out there, a cat and mouse with the pitcher, changing speeds and location all the time. And other than a couple of hits batters, she's been pretty consistent with the pitching.
We see lots of different styles in the world of softball in terms of whether the game is called from the bench, whether the catcher is given the freedom or the responsibility. Have you got any kind of sense of how Japan runs it?
Well, their coach was very, very much in charge of the situation. I know with, like say, with Monica Abbott, she has her own catcher that comes through that'll be able to help her with her game. And there's a lot of pitchers in the major leagues who have a catcher that they've gone when the pitcher changes teams, the catcher follows, and somebody that they really comfortable with that battery. Strike out there. And at the end of the inning. Same tight game.
Yeah,
bottom of three. Bottom of 3, still nothing.
Doesn't have to be a scoring game to be an interesting game. you sort of get the sense that both teams have hit okay so far, and sort of thinking that maybe the Japanese bats are going to open up here a little bit soon.
Well, that's what happened, like say in the first game. They were shut down in the first inning and then got things rolling after 2. So this is a really key inning again. Every inning's key for New South Wales to keep it close. And keep it close, and then puts a bit of pressure on the Japanese team, the Red Terriers, to go for them to get things moving along. It only takes 1 or 2 hits and a break here or there, and you get that run in. So, I'd say it'll be interesting over the next couple innings and see New South Wales keeping it close and getting that opportunity.
Have you been able to pick up from what the Japanese Red Terriers, the Toyota Red Terriers entourage is? Is there lots of coaches? Is there trainers?
They have a staff of about 10 to 12 with them. And so a lot of players, there's entourage. Oh, big hit hitting in the gap. And here we go. We're talking about that extra bases. Hanging in that second for it to stand up double. I'd say they've got a lot of entourage making it very smooth. The transition is, everything they do is very calculated. So they are the epitome of professional, and a lot of respect for all the issues. They've been eating meals here at the stadium between practice and after practice, and just very regimented and making life easy as possible in a different culture. It's not just a matter of different culture, but also language, because there's only a couple of the Japanese players that speak English. Besides the Americans.
So no down with a runner on 2. Good challenge for L. Edgerton and New South Wales team. Strike pitch there.
They haven't been doing the sacrificing. They've been moving. They've just been going. Using staying on offense. They have a pitch out. But staying on offense and just looking to drive in runs, not a matter of sacrificing from base to base. And I think that again is just part of that being a preseason thought process of just getting the players. The game 2 of probably coming up to be a long season. I'm just going, hey, just come in and hit away and let's see what you can do.
So we're seeing one of many professional teams that play in Japan. And we have to assume the standard is pretty much this level. These guys were very successful, team I understand.
They have, like I said, where we have, like say, Stacey Porter goes up there to play, and or they, like she is a professional softball player. We don't have, there's only a couple other girls, Australian girls, and there's a few that have gone through past years, which helps us, again, hitting that, raising that standard of play and that their own personal level of play. Oh.
You sure?
No.
Another fly out.
Sorry about that, but this girl I coached for years, players are still playing over 35s. She's lost so much weight.
Anyway, we understand that the coach's job is busy.
Yeah.
So were you rejoining here? There are 2 down on this runner.
Still no runs?
No, there's a runner out there on second. They got getting people out there. That was a stand-up double to left center. Working around the plate here pretty well.
Yeah. Just be hitting the spots. Ellie. Curve way off the plate.
Well, the key thing is too, the New South Wales girls are making the Japan team earn it, everything that they get. So, fly ball out of play.
Sorry, what's it like playing under the lights here at Blacktown? This was the Olympic Center,
Yeah,
of course. So.
Yes. It's really good, and the Olympics is very, very good. But in sort of in the last few months, in the afternoon, the daytime, the shadow comes right across, and that that time of the year, but during the Olympics it was all done really well.
And the lighting right now, because
The
there's
lighting, yeah,
not much
it's good.
shadowing out there, is there?
No, it's very good lighting. I mean, it was, it's just a shame that it's a bit smaller, the field, for men's size. But,
What's the fence length here?
well, it's about 15 to 20, about 15, I think, yards short. But they made the fence higher than normal to overcome that. But,
Let's hit it. Up and down.
but
To run over.
really, one of the areas that they do have little girls and too.
So one of the little Japanese celebrations there, or this team celebration anyway.
Well, Ali's gone really well pitching as far as to keep this lineup down in numbers as far as runs are concerned.
A bit of hidden power in that shotgun, maybe.
Well, that's the thing, as I say, their whole lineup from top to bottom is very consistent and dangerous everywhere. And again, they're being their training camp, I'm sure they have a few spots up for grabs, so it makes it a little bit more competitive as well.
Yes, it makes a big difference when you're fighting for a position. I very much remember when the Aussie team were over playing in the Japan Cup over in Japan, and we were all in together. We stayed in the same hotel. We went to lunch and that together and everything, dinner. And some of the better players always, had rice different. When I try to have rice with sugar and milk, no, I didn't like that. My wife couldn't understand it. And I told her that. She said that's the best way to have rice. But anyway, that's why. But yeah, they're always happy. Oh, at the lunchtime and everything. They never stop eating.
Well, Jim, I believe they're going to have to wait 2 more days to be really happy and get a break here. But
well, that's the thing. They've got, like I say, full on schedule over the weekend with the games and practices, and weight training sessions as well. But like I say, having a Monday off to hit the town. So easy out for the 3rd hour game. The girls already know they're looking forward to hitting Bondi. They've been looking at the weather, checking the weather, and making sure that it's going to be sunny. And it hasn't been looking that well, but hopefully we haven't had much rain today. So
they're getting it up in Brisbane, aren't they? Or up in North Queensland.
Also, I think that's where we move ours. Like say for South Australia, we have our men's open in a couple of weeks at Redland. So hopefully the fields have a chance to dry out over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
For the guys to take center stage for their national championships.
Well, one of the things that we've got to do with them, and it's so important, and we've got some of the younger ones coming through now. There's some good young ones coming through. Because when you think about what we've lost since 2009, as far as experience, great players when we won it, it's a big hole to fill, and we've got some good young ones coming through, which is good.
Coach, we got a pitching change on here.
Sorry?
We have a pitching change on here.
Oh, yeah, tall girl, right? That is.
Yeah. It's going to be a good experience. This is definitely going to be a test for New South Wales
That
girls.
was 113 that last pitch he just threw.
113 again, was it?
And what we got here, we have 71 miles.
No, that was a throw. No, that was a throw back from the catcher. Good try. Yeah, she's always been around.
108 there.
Yeah. So she once, I think she threw about 118 when I was over there, and that was a few years ago.
That's the thing for, like, say, speaking with Monica is the fact that she wants just getting back into the groove. So get a couple innings work to get the arm going, and then and looking to get some action again over the rest of the games in the weekend. So
I always taught girls to have the levers. I always used to pick girls out like Monica, those levers she's got. Big, good long levers, long legs, long arms.
Here in Australia, of course, an athlete like that would be looked at by the rowers, they'd be looked at by the netballers, they'd be looked at by the basketballers.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for them to choose. Wow.
What'd you do?
1-1-3.
Yeah, she must have jumped off the plate or took a step forward with the left foot. Sometimes she used to do that. That'd move forward first. See, Nut stayed on. It's marvellous how women now can leap. The rule says that they can leap, whereas it was only the men that used to leap. I reckon some of the past pitchers, like Brooke Wilkins and Roachie and other people, if they were doing the leap, they would have been much faster. And they were really, really good pitchers for Australia.
Barry, not that I'm going to suggest that you've been around for a while, but I understand that there's the 1965 Women's World Championship team being celebrated this weekend. So you could probably tell us a few stories about some of those ladies. Very competitive.
You're saying that I was around that time, mate?
Well, Barry, I'm just sort of thinking you've got a better memory of that time than I do.
Yeah, well, I don't remember that. That was before I was baseball before that. But I do know they played on the ground that we played cricket at Rushcutters Bay. That's where it was. No, it was good to see that. I saw the video of it. Did you see the video of it, Jim?
I've seen some highlights of the championship game.
Yeah.
Manufacturing that one run to beat the Americans. So right now, Monica's just throwing strikes, and it's up for them to try and catch up to it.
That's right.
115.
No, they won't be used to this.
Jim, we're actually seeing pretty obvious with this hitter here, the little bit of college softball that New South Wales players adopted over the last couple of years. This coding system that's on her wrist. Barry, can you give us some background on that?
Yes, Barry Rumsey's uses it. We've got it off one of our Australian girls over there, and he's used it ever since, and it's good for the younger ones because they get used to it. They get used to it. I know a lot of coaches don't like the idea of it, but it's just so simple. And the college system over there, they all use it.
So this is basically, it's a matrix of numbers, and there's a daily change to that, and basically the single setter is a number they look on this, and
the numbers change, yes. And what it does do is makes it so much easier for the girls because I've never used them and I've never seen them, but I've seen them. Excuse me. What was that?
It's going to get consistent at 113.
She's throwing some real speed here, isn't she? She's terrifying is one of the comments we just heard in the background here.
Her release point is the edge of the circle, and it's coming at you a lot faster than I've ever seen before. So
if you have those legs, look how fast she gets out. Once you get some momentum going.
Let's watch from this view here, so we can see where she gets it from.
Striking out the side.
You can imagine what speed she would be if she was leaping.
So where does she actually stand in the American team of pitchers? Is she?
Oh, I don't know really the updated version of the girls and the Japanese team, but I know that she was one of the top in the world, in the top three.
And that's the thing, and she plays in both leagues, like say in the U.S. and there's summer, and then goes over to Japan and has lots of clinics. There's lots of followers on social media that hopefully some are watching tonight, and who follow her around the world. And but yeah, no, she's put on a bit of a clinic for the girls here. No, just for tonight. Just for the batters to see. But hopefully, there's something to look down the track to try and really develop some skill camps and so on.
We've got to do that. Really,
Well, we're feeling for the people that are in the northern part of the States at the moment, if there is anybody online from there, because, of course, It's a little colder than it is here, Jim.
It's better there than here. That's all I can say. I've lived in Canada and northern Alberta for a couple of years. Seen enough snow to last forever. But
We don't see snow here in Sydney, which is kind of nice, but we do see a string of 40-degree days with high humidity this time of year. And
humidity level's not bad tonight either, for that matter.
we got a big tropical cyclone, a couple of them up around the northern part of Australia at the moment, and the one coming down the Queensland eastern border is likely to actually turn into rain depressions as it comes down. So it's just the time of the year. Our national championship series is usually through January.
Yeah.
And then some of the tournaments are actually spreading a bit deeper in the year, aren't they?
Under 23.
Under 23 still be played as well.
Yeah.
And
April, early April, or something like that. They're after us in the men's stuff
In Brisbane, yeah.
Redlands, yeah.
For the people from overseas, those places we've just been mentioning are hour and a half flights between the centers here. So it's very much like the mainland USA in terms of the size of our continent. We're an island continent, of course, and if you fly from Sydney to Perth, you're basically flying from Washington to San Francisco or Los Angeles. It's about the same kind of length of time. Just not quite as many airplanes and not quite as many people.
no, exactly, and that's much in between. Yes, exactly. But like say even last year with baseball, they had a couple. The Dodgers, LA Dodgers, and the Arizona Diamondbacks coming down to play. Start their year coming down. We like say hopefully that starts opening up more of the baseball and the softball, and we start getting some more people coming back down here.
They were great games. I had a chance to go and see one of those games in Sydney last year, and gosh, to see the state traditional Sydney cricket ground made out as a baseball time, and they were packed.
They're doing it now, aren't they?
Well, they sold out of merchandise halfway through the last game. There's a lot of people walked away thinking they were going to buy the Los Angeles Dodgers stuff, and so that just gives you some indication of how they were kind of thinking, well, this will be popular, but wow, it was popular.
Oh, it's just a nice easy poke. It runs in first and third.
So we got a 1-3 situation. Nobody out.
Three split, left-handed, another left-handed, quite a few left-handers. So this is where we've got to improve. We've got to sort of in and there, just cut this out to make it quicker game.
Yeah.
We need certain things, there's no ifs and buts about that, but that 20-second rule has made a big difference, especially to the Japanese team over in the World Championships. They used to stay on that ball, they didn't step away with the big 20 seconds clock there.
Scoring situation here. Coach, you got a 1-3 with none out.
Beautiful 25. Kazuki.
What do you got looking for as a defensive coach here? Right?
Well, what you've got to do is make sure that you don't give anything away as far as errors are concerned in situations like this.
Uncontested steal of second base. He runs in second and third. That's where, again, the speed's going to put the pressure on the New South Wales defense. So when the ball hits, you got to know where you're going. You'll try and hold the runner at third if it's infield. And if it's in the outfield, let's get that ball in as quickly as possible.
So all these fielders are already going through the potential plays and going through what they're going to cover, what they're going to...
Well, they've got to do that. One of the areas they've got to cover is where do you back up to, where you're going to make the throw to. But Ali's done quite well. The cats have been calling well.
So we've got a full count on this hitter. Still none down. Okay, so we still have 3-2 count.
Change up. Chilly. Didn't.
Loads up the bases.
Yep.
And then Natasha Waddle comes up for a third time.
And still none out. It's a good situation. This is 3 in 1/4.
Yeah, exactly.
Low bases now. Brings us back to the top of the lineup.
So we got first and third filling in here.
Well, one of the good things they're looking at, they've come in a little bit to be looking at the double. To get the play at home if it's hit to you, and then go to first.
So early in this tournament, so they wouldn't have a lot of history about this particular hitter, but usually in this kind of situations where scouting comes in, isn't it?
Yes. Scouting is so important.
Yeah, let his line drive and hit the gap.
Good throw. Good work.
Bases loaded.
Yeah.
Bases loaded triple. Another 3 runs. Natasha Waddle again is a line drive. Line drive out to center field.
Just
Hitting a gap.
incredible. As I say, I haven't seen him for a few years. Swing still good, sweet swing.
And fast. when she gets on, and she was in the third base in no time flat.
I'm losing my edge. You didn't hear that, did you?
Okay, so there's
Good pitch.
3-1, still not out. With the runner on 3 just to keep everybody on their toes.
A big swing for the first half.
Not a sweet swing either, was it?
No, going for the fences on that one. Got a change coming up?
Yep. Yeah, he's coming off all the looks. Is this his sisters? What's her name? Catcher. We'll get the announcement in a minute. Oh, no, I think it's a different catcher. Michael Bills. Thunder?
No, fireworks. Fireworks up.
Over there. One base.
Part of the Blacktown City Council Chinese New Year celebrations.
Thought somebody might have scored a run down the home, down on the baseball.
So we've got number 4, Caitlin Michaels,
Pitching
in from New South Wales.
It's not a sister catching there, I don't think. I don't know a pitching combination, the two sisters catch up.
Change for New South Wales. Caitlin Michaels. Just a play this game picture.
This is quite a center here at Blacktown. Of course, there's a baseball facility here. There's a track and field facility here. There's a goalkeeper's training facility here. And across the road, there's a big football center. The whole place just keeps developing. And those fireworks are just celebrating the Chinese New Year. Friday night here in Sydney, of course.
It's a bit of fireworks with the Red Terrier bats in the last couple innings. They got them going. Oh, hit batter there. Off the shin.
Runners on the corners. Match that new ball, 27. Saki and Saki.
Slow change.
Jim, what's your sense of what these teams are doing to recover and warm down?
Well, they all have heading for a quick bite to eat afterwards, and then I'll be going back to the hotel, and whether it's more stretching, and with their like I say, everything is by the book and very professional in their approach to everything to ensure that there's no injuries. Another base hit, another run in, making it 6-0.
Pretty typical to see the ice baths in full operation here after games or national championships.
So looking at when you see the pictures, you definitely know who the pictures are after a practice. They're all bent, they're all taped up with ice bags on shoulders, knees, elbows, the whole works. So ensuring that there's no problems down the track at this early stage of the year for them.
Running a lot of off speed here, possibly to try and throw the Japanese players a little out of their rhythm.
Setting up a fastball. You just see with the girls, and we see as the tournament goes along, I think you're just going to see the quality or caliber of play is just going to continue to go up for all four clubs. New South Wales team gets more playing time together and building their team spirit and seeing how they can individually benefit. They can benefit for their own progressive futures with their state clubs and national clubs.
Shortstop, Hayward and pitching, Hayward Michaels.
Jim, you've taken on a pretty major challenge here yourself and getting into this marketing role, promotions role within Softball Australia. So what are some of your goals for Softball Australia?
Well, I say we're really looking to build our participation numbers, get more kids playing in schools and getting them from getting those identification programs that you mentioned before, where we're potentially losing kids. Throw down the line, kids outfield for another run to score for the Red Terriers. But building up our participation numbers, getting our softball bet up program, which is our youth program, into the schools. We say IDing the kids to get into clubs to help them stay in the sport.
The warm-up game before this one, of course, tonight was a T-ball game, and gosh, there were some good young players.
Some really strong, really good arms and good gloves as well. And that's the thing. It's like saying in this country, all sports is played at a high level, and these kids and being able to play year round as well. To really hone their skills. And our goal is making it fun and making people want the kids stay in the sport. Another gap hit, then there's going to be another triple, if not stand-up triple for the Terriers, another couple runs.
So we're seeing they're very effective hitters.
It's hitting the gaps and line drive hits So when they're popping up, they're out, and then most of the time, though, they're hitting the gap. And anything that goes to the outfield.
I understand there's a demonstration game tomorrow with one of your new properties for softball starting this sevens.
Yep, we have our social sevens, and we have a display tomorrow night between games, between the first and second game, for the fans coming out to be able to see what that's all about. In an area that we're really looking to get into the corporates and getting the adults to come out and play and have a bit of fun playing ball. And it's not about winning, it's just about coming out and getting some exercise, playing a game that you're familiar with a few different rules to make it higher scoring and get the participation up, getting people to hit. And it's not about a dominant pitcher. And the same thing if you get in the field, it's like you're going to be busy because, like say, we're looking 7-a-side. So if you're running only 2 outfielders, you got a lot of territory to cover. But just be able to have a lot of fun. And that's the key thing in any sport is about coming out to get your exercise and to make some new friends or come up with your current friends and just have a good time. So we want people to use softball as that vehicle to achieve that. And
you're in the marketplace, of course, against quite a few sports are coming with modified rules and change ways of playing things.
Another hit up the middle for another run, absolutely, and that's where we're trying to adapt is to get that product out in the marketplace that gets people playing ball again and getting the glove and something that you might not have played since you're a kid in t-ball or at a club or through a high school or through elementary school. But going, hey, this is gonna be fun. And this is my choice for getting out of the house, and getting out, and also looking at corporates, so using that as a bit of a team building opportunity, a retention program, just again people having a good time at work and breaking down some barriers and coming out and having a good time, and then exposing their kids to softball again, and turning it into that family affair.
We see a lot of generational stuff here, and I'm sure from some of the comments and some of the cheering that was going on the bench during that T-ball game, that were a lot of those girls that looked up to some of the senior players from that club because it's a famous club here in Sydney. And some of the cheering that was going on was straight off the New South Wales Blue Bloods Fire Stars bench, I can tell you. So,
well, yeah, and that's what, and the best part about it is you see, say the senior players are giving back to the sport and helping out the younger kids and showing what they can do and how much fun softball can be. And that's what we have to do. We're just finding that way of keeping it fun and keeping kids involved in the sport.
We've talked about softball as being a heptathlon of team sports because there's so many individual skills that are there, but of course put them all together and it makes for a great team sport.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the thing, and that's where there's the 2 streams. We're looking really at having that 2 streams where there'll be softball and fast pitch, and then taking it into slow pitch or social sevens to be that participation game. And both having a great opportunity to survive in the marketplace, and we need to build our numbers of players for fast pitch, and we really feel that we can get the numbers up for slow pitch and get people just coming out and playing ball. And if we do that, that's going to help us from a marketing perspective and a financial perspective, where we can help fund the state's programs to get to help continue to grow.
Of course, around Australia, there's actually lots of players, and there's lots of grounds, and there's lots of programs.
Absolutely. Like I say, over 500 clubs, and just under 100 associations, I believe. So but it's still something where we got to continue to start pushing and unite all the states to get them together, working together. We're a softball community versus, say, in a way, versus the world, so that we can work and leverage our own opportunities to make it a better financial model moving forward from the sports perspective.
One of the things that I see we've got to do is to make it more attractive. If you have a look at tennis, netball, all these have gone to the likes of the Big Bash cricket.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? And we've got to do that somehow or another.
And well, the key thing, even when the Big Bash came in, and listening to all the cricketers at the time who were ever going to play, begged.
That's right.
Ricky Ponting hated it, Gilchrist hated it, and now Gilchrist is still playing, I think, in India, still making millions of dollars, and that's all they're doing.
As a commentator making millions of dollars.
And Warney, the same thing, and he prolonged his career. And that's what I know through we fight. It'll take us a bit of a battle to get it set, but once we get it right, get our model right, the structure
We've
right,
got to do something about it, though, don't we?
and that's where the softball players have to go. It's not changing the game, and it's not a competition of the game. It's a different version that more people are going to want to play.
Exactly right. And
like
to
you
make
say-
that, we've got to make it more attractive to people. We've got to keep involving the T-ball more than anything else. Because it's not the T-ball, but it's the parents and the grandparents that you're getting there. But we've got to be able to identify some of the best players and get them playing in a version of softball, I believe, that it's not stop-start. We've got to make it, that's just like cricket, you know. And one of the things we should be doing is getting the big screens into places to be able to let people come here and they see themselves on it. You know?
Well,
something we've got to do.
Well, this is like I say, this is where this is really ground zero again, like ground zero for game day presentation and so on. With some models that we want to work with over time.
Yeah.
So when we get a game where it's about spectators, is that when you come out here, you're going to be entertained.
Yeah.
And again, we've got a lot of people here, softball people, so they can understand and appreciate the skill level. And that's the third fly ball for third out.
Close it down, but that was a good scoring inning.
But we just need to get what you're saying is it's presentation. And that helps us with the corporates as well, and getting some dollars in. And like for us being a nonprofit organization, we bring money in and it goes back out to the states and helps them with their programs and helps
That's what we've got to do, make it an attractive game so that we do get the sponsors. That's absolutely the most important thing.
And it's something I think where we need to have that unified from a state perspective, all the states working together and being consistent approach.
You know, the pitching change here. So that was one inning was enough for a wake up for her before. Interesting little follow through action.
I think the Aussie girls are going to, the New South Wales girls are going to find this picture just as different. Well, like maybe not as fast, but she's regarded as again one of the top pitchers in Japan. So
99.
Just decided to take an umpire out there with that pitch at the same time. So, of course, the Japanese girls being very apologetic straight away. Maybe in the early game.
Yeah, this is Sayuri Nani, and she throws bullets as well.
That's it.
So and they're just getting her first shot at playing tonight, and looking to probably finish up things for the Terriers. But they've got, like I say, that's where they're definitely not a one-person team. They just can't roll everything through.
Just keep coming at you.
Yeah, it's a little bit different in the Sweden, and it was 100 exactly. He's set up there, didn't he?
See a lot of off-speed pitches.
Right. It's a different action, isn't it?
A lot of motion.
Very quick action, Coach. It'd be pretty hard to pick what she's throwing with.
Well, one of the things that I picked up on a lot with the Italian team is the Japanese and the Chinese. And it'll be all because of when they take the gloves up, you watch the gloves, and sometimes it shows you the grip. You can see the ball, you watch this. You watch your hand there, see that? If you play a slow motion, you would see that in some pitch, you can see the ball, other pitches there. So it's just a matter of, doing it, and it'll help me win a European championship. So I can pick that up and let the girls know.
So you do that by going back to video, which you've covered up in
Yep,
terms of pitch
yep.
location, pitch type, and
There was one even worse than that. When I say worse, she was a good pitcher, but she always gave away her changer. Because whenever she did the pitch, her arms went up, and when they went down, and she always used a cap, when she went down, when she threw the changer, the cap, you couldn't see her eyes.
Oh, okay.
So I used to play it on the side in the what they call their AIS in Italy, but it's nothing like our AIS. But I played it on the screen. They had to come up and they had to be able to pick it up, and we did. In the Olympics, she came on as a relief, and I think in the first 2 hitters we got 2 hits and we won a game. But it was because we had picked up on that. There seems to be more prevalent in men's soccer. They're always picking up different things that they're doing. I'm working with the open men's side, men's side, and I've done our pitches and everything. And now our pitching coach, Gary Johnson, he's picked a lot of things because I can play in slow mo backwards and forwards. It makes a huge difference.
Well, that's what I say. You're with sports, being the leader for technology, picking up anything new that comes out, being the first one to various sports and that's the third out.
it's a razzle dazzle defense.
And that's
Good.
And that's the game.
That's game.
For 9-0 victory for the Terriers tonight.
That was a big fourth inning there, seven runs in. That's where their hitting really picked up. Yeah.
I was going to say, which we talked about too, going into the third inning and waiting for their bats to come alive, and they came alive in a big way.
Yeah. And you know, the big difference in pitching abilities too came to the front. And she did a real good job to hold them to that.
Absolutely. Well, that's where it's like if you're going to get hit consistently, regardless of whoever's coming up the bat is a threat, and whoever's coming onto the mound for the Terriers is not going to give you a whole lot. And
Jim, we've seen 2 games of this 6-game series here now, and Japan's obviously a very strong defensive unit. They're obviously Japan's right. I'm sorry. They're obviously a very strong offensive unit. They've got some great pitching strength. So this is good for local players to see this.
oh, absolutely, when they say to know how to go to the next level or what they need to do to get to the next level. And so really encourage coaches out there, or if anyone's listening, to come out and watch them practice and to see some of these drills that they do and how they fine tune and get to the ability that they are.
Jim, what's the schedule for the rest of the weekend?
Well, we've got busy schedule tomorrow. Again, double headers, 4:30 and 7:30.
With the second game,
With the second game.
On the 2.
And exactly good for each team. The 4 teams is playing all 4 times or 2 time slots, and same thing going into Sunday with the 10 and 12:30 game times.
So big games tomorrow night, Saturday night.
Saturday night, both late games on the last game Saturday night and last game on Sunday. You'll have the Red Terriers playing the Aussie Open women's team, CCI Aussie Open women's team, and that's the game to come out and watch. And great dual team photo happening right now in the diamond as well. So a lot of unity. The girls have actually had lunch together today, all 4 teams. So just to be able to showing some unity and a little bit of crossing over some of the culture, and have some chats with the girls especially some of the Aussie girls who played in Japan earlier. But really, so hopefully get some bigger numbers for tomorrow and the next couple of days for the crowd to come out and watch some really good softball.
Well, we're saying thanks very much to Coach Blanchard for talking with us tonight, and Jim Darsh as well from Softball Australia. We'll be back on air tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Very good. Look forward to seeing you then. If anybody's been watching this, would like to leave some commentary on how well the picture is getting through to you, we'd be more than happy to listen to that and see if we can keep on improving.
Thanks, Sean.